Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another episode of Buko Boys.
That's us.
What's up, everybody?
Welcome back.
Yeah, I am one of your hosts, Dale.
I am your other host, DVO.
I'm Deal. Deal.
That's my baby says it. Deal.
I'm a big deal.
You like to eat a nice deal. Excellent. Well, we're back at it. Another episode. You just went to the fair.
I was just about to tell you about the
I know.
food
You were
I
telling
had.
me about it.
Yeah, I just went to the state fair. The state fair is going on here in good old Utah.
Yeah, Salt Lake.
Well,
'Cause
Utah
there's-
State Fair.
I know, it is the state fair, that's right.
Yes.
But there's not like a city fair.
Well, we have county fairs,
I know, that's what I'm saying, though.
but they do have like.
They don't have a Salt Lake... Do they have a Salt Lake County fair?
Yeah, we used to go there growing up all the time at Murray Park.
Hmm.
When the fair at Murray Park we used to go
Yeah.
to, that was the Salt Lake County Fair.
Okay.
And then it moved over to South Jordan.
Okay.
And yeah,
So there is
there is.
county fair and the state fair.
Yes.
You got some good treats?
Yes. Yes, I did. First thing I had to have was a turkey leg.
Love a good turkey leg.
And this was probably one of the best turkey legs I've ever had.
That's always good to know.
Is it?
Is it carny folk that do it, or is it a local?
It's like Carney Folk. It's like a barbecue place. Like you could tell they're one of the barbecue places that travel and
Okay.
do this.
That's what I was wondering.
Regular.
Okay.
That's all I had there.
Okay.
Everything else smelled really bomb, but I was just like, hey, I gotta pace myself. I'm gonna try multiple things,
Nice.
and one of which is only gonna be the turkey leg from here. And one thing I like to do ever since I've had it one time, also at the state fair, was the barbecue sauce.
Okay.
And putting dipping the turkey leg pieces in barbecue sauce
Uh-huh.
was amazing.
Yeah.
The barbecue sauce is warm, so I wonder if I don't know if they do it themselves. They make it themselves, but it was a damn good one. And like the meat falls off the bone. It was all pink,
Mm-hmm.
delicious.
Any other good foods from carny folk?
Well, there was some elote, a few elote places.
Okay.
I did the one where it's in a cup. You have
So that's the corn, if you don't know.
Esquites.
Yeah, esquites. It's the little corn kernels.
Yeah, it's where they shave them off the cob. Because I didn't want to make a mess on my face. You know, I got,
Sure.
Yeah, a spoon sounded great, so that's how I ate it, and it was also delicious.
Yes.
And then Coed over at Yum Yum Food Truck, he hooked it up with some bomb ass food.
Nice. We've mentioned Yum Yum Food Truck when they were vandalized on an episode. And actually, watch out, because there's going to be a little collaboration between the Yum Yum Food Truck and the Buko Boys coming up.
Food was excellent.
Yes.
Masarap.
Nice.
Had a sampler from there. Everything there was delicious. The lechon was delicious. The sisig and the adobo and the lumpia and the pancit, all of it bomb.
All right.
I don't know. It was a mouthful to say.
I guess you're going to get it all out.
What else was? And then deep fried apple pie.
Oh, that sounds so good.
It was just as good as it sounds.
Nice.
Kind of looked like a turnover,
Okay.
but 10 times better.
What?
Because it's deep fried.
Now, is that local or is that carny folk?
Also looked like carny folk.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, it looked like a food truck. You know, the traveling dessert thing.
All right.
They did like mini donuts and stuff too, but also looked like they traveled.
All
Also
right.
looked like they go carny to carny.
Okay. That's what I'm wondering about. You ever watch those shows on Food Network that have people do that? I mean, like, gosh, what's his name? Anthony Johnson. That's the actor, right?
Anthony Johnson, what actor for what?
He's like blackish.
Oh, that's Anderson.
Anthony Anderson.
Anthony Anderson.
He did a show on Food Network where he kind of traveled around from carnival to carnival.
Really, I never saw
It
that.
was good, and they just tried different things, and they were like, "Hey, come over here, try this and try this," and I like watching those shows.
I was trying to find like exotic food, something crazy to try.
What would you like to have seen?
Well, I've done other times at the fair. They've had like exotic stuff where I've had like alligator corn dog, frog legs.
Yes.
Rocky Mountain oysters. I've had Rocky Mountain oysters.
Those three things you just said. What do you think about those?
Okay, Rocky Mountain oysters, which were nuts.
Testes.
Yep, bull balls. Gamey.
Okay.
And I wouldn't do it again.
Okay.
I wasn't a fan. If I wanted the gamey taste, I'll go with like lamb. I'll eat a lamb steak or something.
All right.
Much rather do that. Frog legs, kind of. If you know how people like to compare things with chicken.
Yeah.
If you were to compare it with, ever had like a chicken leg or a chicken wing that was a little like soggy.
Thankfully, no, I have not.
I don't know how else to like.
I mean, I get what you're saying.
Moist. The meat was really moist but slippery. Anyways, kind of slimy-ish meat. If you were to mix chicken and fish, frog legs.
Yes, I agree.
Okay, that would I would describe frog legs. It wasn't bad.
I didn't care for it myself.
I didn't think it was bad tasting. I just would rather have chicken wings.
Right.
Yeah,
I actually think gator, frog, and snake all kind of taste the same to me, and they just kind of like I'll eat it to survive, or I'll eat it if it's just in front of me, but not my go-to.
I can't remember if I've had snake or not.
Yeah, they all taste the same. So in a sense, you have because you've had frog legs and gator. So yes, you have.
I wonder what Komodo dragon tastes like.
Well, maybe a tail.
I'd be down to try some Komodo tail.
Komodo dragon.
You could have you could feed a party. You could have that as a dish.
Komodo tail.
Komodo dragon. Big Komodo tail.
Have you heard? Actually, sorry to go off topic, but have you heard in Florida they have these iguanas that are huge, tearing up the whole place?
Yeah. There were pets that were released.
Yes.
And they just thrive because it's like the perfect climate. Same with pythons. Pythons are crazy out there.
Yeah, but I guess these iguanas are really big right now, and literally speaking, too, they're 5 feet long.
What?
Yeah, they have these big, massive claws, right, that they dig, and they're digging and burrowing under houses and things like that. And these building structures are falling down because they're making all these holes as they dig through.
Damn.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So I wonder if they're going to just start all right, we need to kill all these iguanas.
Well, they are. They're like, go shoot them, and people are just like, they're eating them. I've heard it's good.
They do that in the Caribbean. The Caribbean.
Yeah.
I know they
those
do
are
that
maybe
in the Caribbean.
with the tail, 2 feet or something like that. Is it Caribbean or Caribbean? Because if the pirates are involved.
Only if the pirates involved. Iguana pirates.
I guess they're huge and they're just rampaging through, and then people are just shooting them and eating them. And
I would try it. I saw this one episode of Bizarre Foods where Andrew Zimmern was eating a bunch of iguanas.
It looked good,
and they were chasing them down. And
yes.
I'd do that. Chasing iguanas down and eating them.
What kind? Let's see. Anything else? So anything exotic that you would have hoped to see at the fair?
That I would have.
Was there something you were hoping for?
You know what I've never tried that I've heard of, never tried? Mountain lion.
Oh, I've never heard that was a thing.
Yeah, that's a thing.
I want to try kangaroo.
I have had jerky. I've had kangaroo jerky.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't tried a steak of it or anything. I would try it.
Would you fight a kangaroo?
I feel bad because I feel like I'd kick its ass hard.
I don't know. I think you'd kick your ass.
No, I'd come in there, cold cock it from the side, act all friendly up front, and then
jacked, and they kick.
Yeah, so I kind of sidestep and wave it in its face, and then bam from the side. I've already figured it out. If I got in a tussle with a kangaroo.
I'd like to. No, those things are crazy.
Those jacked ones.
Yeah,
those ones
that
are
flexing in front of mirrors, actually. They're flexing in front of a building. It's a glass building, and they think it's another kangaroo in their reflections. They're flexing. It's damn, veins are popping. I'm like, damn, look at that.
You're gonna pass out.
Look at that flexing jacked roo over there. More like a jackaroo.
Jackaroo.
All right, I'd like to try some kangaroo though.
What else would you try? Anything else?
I don't.
Anything from the sea? Anything from the sea you haven't tried? Have you had shark?
I've had shark. I've had marlin. I had a lot of.
I didn't care for shark. Or sail.
It was just a little tougher. So it was just a lot of chewing. Just felt like my jaw was tired.
I remember there was this one market by my old house. I used to just go check out, like, there's this one section of meat that was always just weird shit. And I would go check that out. That's like when I first started trying, like, lamb steaks. And then I was buying, like, oh, look, shark fin shit.
Give that a try.
Yeah, there was some other, like, seafood, other pieces of meat that were just so salty I didn't like it. I can't remember what it was. Hopefully I don't try it again on accident.
Alright, fun. So the fair was fun.
Yeah, had a good time.
Good times at the fair, everybody.
Good times.
Let's get a couple of stories we have here. Over the weekend, this past weekend, there was
Buko Boy Sports.
Buko Boy Sports. Dun, dun, dun. So there was another transgender fighter, born a man, now a woman, and she's been fighting. I guess she's been an MMA fighter since 2014, so 7 years or so she's been fighting. But she just made, I don't know what era. They just said 2014. I don't know where, because they just said she made her MMA debut. So I don't know where she kind of got popular, where they invited her to be in an MMA actual fight. And she won.
Predictable.
and I know we talked about this. So this is another fighter. Her name is, I don't know if it's Alana or Elena, so I'm sorry if I'm wrong, but McLaughlin. And she submitted her opponent. And obviously, I don't know if it's Elena. What do you think, Elena?
Let me see. It's one of those ones.
I know, it's like Elena or Alana.
I don't know if it was Elena, would there be a Y in there?
I don't know. Alana, let's just say Alana then.
Okay.
So Alana won by tapping, by submission. So she tapped out the opponent. I mean, and she was pretty banged up. Alana was pretty banged up. They both were. And, a lot of people were just like... So, again, like I said, Alana's been fighting since 2014, so I wouldn't say, like, the previous one we mentioned a couple weeks ago, where they had kind of lost, and then all of a sudden... No, I shouldn't say that, and then all of a sudden they became transgender, but then they... I don't even know where to go. This is touchy, because I don't want to offend anybody, because I don't know the full stories of what happened. But
It was
anyways,
a predictable outcome.
People were just saying, oh, of course you won. So gosh.
I know I saw something that said that she had to go through, like, hormonal testing to see if her hormones
that's interesting. I didn't know that.
Were, like, on par with being feminine enough.
Uh-huh.
Feminine enough? Can you say that real fast?
Feminine enough.
Feminine enough.
Feminine enough. Everyone's in their cars trying it right now.
Feminine enough.
Or they're at work. I didn't know that. That's interesting. I don't know what kind of test. What are they looking for? Like testosterone,
I think so.
levels?
It was hormones. So
maybe she's at the same level as your testosterone.
Probably
She has a blood
If she wants to fight me, we'll fight you.
Come on, Alana, bring it on.
We'll fight.
And I don't even know. Like I feel bad, because I mean, if you want to fight, if you identify as a woman. You changed everything, and you wanted to do this.
Changed everything, so she has lady parts down there too.
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't think they've mentioned it.
Yeah, she full transition.
Yeah, that's a good question. But like, yeah, I mean, if you've done all that, and you want to identify, and you want to be a fighter, it's like I have empathy for that. Like, I want you to do what you want to do. At the same time, you have to have an even playing field.
Didn't I say this before? Like, have your own like fighting group, like fighting category, or
I don't remember
weight class. Didn't I say that before? Like, if they had, maybe I don't, maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Who knows? But I'll say it now. Damn it!
Okay, say it.
If they had their own category of their own
division,
their own transgender, the transgender fighting division. And so, I mean, guys and girls can fight each other. And it's like, it's fair. It's fair.
Coed.
Yeah, it'll be so co-ed.
Co-ed fighting.
Co-ed, transgender. But then that way it's like, you know what you're getting into. This is what it's about. And,
yeah.
I mean, guys and girls can fight each other. A guy and a girl can be the same person and fight another guy and a girl. That's the same
maybe
person.
we did talk about it, but it wasn't that episode about the MMA fighter. I think it was a whole other episode. Maybe we
Could have been. Who knows? But yeah.
It was like an Olympic episode or something.
Could have been that. I don't know. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe
we're putting out a lot of episodes. We're like episode 80 right now or something like
81.
that. Yeah. Thanks for keeping in touch.
We're getting out. We're almost to 3 digits.
But I don't know. Like, I don't even like. I brought this up because I thought it's controversial and talk about. But it's like I don't even know where to go with this damn topic. It's. I feel bad for the person that wants to, be a woman and wants to be a fighter, but then you're just gonna get scrutinized your whole career.
Then have your own division.
Yeah, the new league.
Listen, did you hear that, Dana White?
A new league.
Giving out free ideas again. That's what I do.
Take advantage. It's not offering, asking for anything.
Just give me some front row tickets one time. Jeez.
All right. Let me talk to you about. Let's skip to this one. So there's a local story. I'm gonna go to my notes here. There's a local story, and it's somebody you know.
Yeah, somebody.
Weldon Angelos.
Yeah, buddy of mine from way back in the day. Since he's been out of prison, though, I haven't ran into him once, but I haven't really seen him really.
So he sent a letter to the White House, and actually the letter's got how many pages is
Well,
this?
he got out. He was pardoned and got out. And,
yeah, President Trump pardoned him, and
for like minor cannabis.
do you know if Kim Kardashian was a part of that? I'm just curious.
Yes.
She was.
Yeah, she was.
Oh.
Yeah, she helped get him out.
Oh, she did. So I know. Kim K is she's known as a fan of the episode,
Also a fan of
of
us.
the podcast. I know
Talk to you later,
she was she was big. In
Butted.
in what did you say?
Butted.
Butted. She was in President Trump's ear, like kind of helping, pardon prisoners that were. I mean, what would you say? They were too long of sentences. Like, what would you describe it?
Yeah, overpunished.
Overpunished. That's
yeah.
the way to put it. And in this case, exactly. So, do you remember what, like, Weldon's situation? Like, what did he catch? What kind of case did he catch?
He had distributing charges for having
to a
maybe
undercover cop, right?
Around. No, I think he got
Might be
searched. I think it was like on him or in his house.
No, he was trying to sell to. I'm gonna find it. But keep going. Keep talking about it.
I don't know. It was a long time ago. That's back in the day, back when I used to know him. Is when that all went down. It was crazy. I remember that because he had just got a record deal. Like he just got signed to Universal.
Yeah, so he was selling marijuana to an undercover informant, but when he was busted, he had a firearm on him.
Oh, that's what it was.
So the judge had to sentence him to the minimum. Do you know what the minimum was at the time?
75 years, 60.
55.
55. Yeah, I thought it was 65.
Yeah, 55 years. The judge did not feel good about it, but he had no choice. That was this. He's like, he gave him the minimum that he could. The minimum was 55 years. I guess that judge later resigned. He just didn't feel good about that because he probably was like, "This is a stupid thing. Like, this is just a little."
The cops had it out for him too. Because I remember back then.
Oh.
Because he was releasing CDs. He had just released a CD. It had like this big pot.
Did he go by another name?
No, he was just
Weldon.
just Weldon.
Okay.
He was a producer. He was a producer.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't like really rapping on there.
Oh, got it.
But he had just put out this album with Snoop Dogg and the whole Dog Pound and a lot of those West Coast rappers.
Okay.
And he had a duffel bag full of them and he was walking with them. And he got rushed by a bunch of cops. And they thought it was a bag full of weed. And it was just a bunch of his CDs and they blew their cover and they're like, oh shit.
Oh. Well, I guess he did have some on him and he had a firearm, so.
Well, this was another time.
Oh, another time. Got it.
I'm talking about this. Yeah, he had just released this and he was walking with these CDs.
Got it.
But yeah, the cops had it out for him, and they were trying to get him for everything. But yeah, he was well known to carry a firearm.
So Will, did you have a story about it?
A few.
Do you want to share it?
No.
Okay.
Not
That's funny.
No, I'm sure.
He was younger.
Yeah, he was in his young days.
Yeah. Stupid. We've done stupid.
Yeah,
stuff.
we all did dumb shit.
So Weldon sent a letter to President Biden, and the point is to pardon non-violent cannabis offenders. So again, non-violent, so they just, caught a case because they had a little too much on them or, driving under the influence of marijuana, whatever. And some rappers are getting behind this. You just said he was with Dog Pound, DPG and Snoop. Did he do a lot of other stuff with a lot of other rappers? Did he get, pretty popular?
Well, so he was well known with those guys,
Yeah.
and just as in a producer sense. So like when that Chronic tour was going on,
Yes,
the 2001 Chronic tour,
Right.
he was on tour with Snoop. He was hanging out with Snoop.
I was there.
So he was like backstage with Snoop. Like he would show us these videos. He had this video camera with him for
Like
all
a
these
handy
stops.
cam?
The handy cams,
Yes.
and the little cassettes. And so they were all marked with cities and shit. I think they had the cities all on them and stuff.
Okay.
And it was just like them hanging out backstage before the shows and after the shows. And it was just like Snoop being all stoned, trying to freestyle some dumb shit, just cat in a hat, and I rap with a bat. And I was like, what the hell is this shit?
So some rappers are also getting behind him.
Yeah, he's been helping a lot of other rappers get out of prison. He's been doing...
Yeah, look, he's like on a crusade here. So
yeah,
the ones who are now like helping him and I don't know what it's called that they've done, but anyway, right now Drake, Killer Mike, Ty Dolla $ign, T.I., and 2 Chainz, notable rappers that are kind of getting behind this and and just kind of helping pardon these non-criminal marijuana offenders.
yeah, he just got Loon out. Loon was, remember him from back in the day, the rapper with P. Diddy? I Need a Girl Part 2.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
He was locked up for, I think, transporting
Okay.
across state lines or something.
And then Weldon helped get him out.
Yeah, he was locked up for a long time too.
Yeah, so I mean, Weldon ended up serving 12 years out of the 55.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, right before he got locked up, he just got that record deal.
Wow, that's crazy.
And what's crazy is back then this sounded like a lot of money because this was like almost 20 years ago. Like this is about almost 20 years ago now. I remember I was working at Petco part time, and he was coming in there for something, and he was just telling me about how he just got that record deal, and then like probably a week after that, boom, he was locked up.
Oh my gosh, sucks. Wow. And so, what do you think, brother? Like with these with marijuana being recreationally approved now, do you think we'll see less people going to jail for marijuana? I mean, like some of the cops that I know, they don't really even care about it. It's just like, it's more like we're trying to catch somebody because they are like a real criminal and they're a violent criminal, and it's just like an extra little thing to put on top to really help them get incarcerated. Like most cops I know, they don't even care.
Yeah, a lot of cops don't really give a shit about it now. But
Yeah.
it just seemed like, I don't know, I don't think it should have ever been illegal in the first place.
Well,
it's the
but it
stupidest
was.
thing ever.
So
Yeah.
I mean, do you think they need to, that might be a hard job, right? Pardoning, like they have to go through like case by case by case. Might even be a while.
Well, yeah, because I think there's a lot of people that have been locked up for it wrongfully, and a lot of people that have been given long terms for no good reason.
Yeah.
Because it's like, why? Who are they hurting with this?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if anything, it's patients that need it that are buying it off the street because they can't get it legally.
Yeah.
These guys need it for their medical conditions, and
So it's somewhat regulated now, right?
yeah, somewhat.
I mean, yeah, because it's still you have to have a medical card and things like that. So people still are just buying it illegally, based on the current laws.
Yeah.
Which who knows? They might
Well,
lax up too.
what's funny is that the current laws don't allow smoking it. You can't smoke it. You can vape it though.
Oh, interesting.
So it's like, if you're smoking it out of a pipe, you're smoking it illegally. But if it was a dry herb vaporizer pipe, then it's completely legal.
Huh.
You just can't put flame to it.
Well, yeah, we need scientists involved with this to create this. Like, the thing is, like people
It's just a way to micromanage the people.
yeah, because alcohol being legal and it kills so many people, but it's regulated. It's highly regulated. Alcohol. I mean, you don't see bootleggers much anymore because it's highly regulated.
Well, and because it's so available, you don't see bootleggers because you can go buy alcohol many places.
Right, the point is because it is regulated, because it's highly regulated. That's why it's like, okay, you can still buy 3 bottles of whiskey and down it all yourself and you'll die from it. Mm-hmm. Not a good idea. But I wonder if because it's regulated. I don't know. Like,
But you could smoke 3 marijuanas and just fall asleep.
Yeah, true. What do you think if they regulated like things like harder drugs, heroin, cocaine.
I don't think that would be good. I don't think it'd be a good. I think like the Netherlands did that, but I don't think it's a good idea.
Did you hear about those comedians that died?
Just died from the fentanyl in their cocaine.
Yeah. And that's and so I wonder if that's when it being regulated, meaning it's going to be cut with less junk, just poison.
Well, I think that's what in the Netherlands they sell like a synthetic cocaine.
Oh, interesting. So if you guys don't know the story, so like 4 comedians took some cocaine at a
There
house.
was 2 comedians and then just 2 other random people that were there. One of the comedians died. The other comedian was in like ICU or something.
I heard 3 died and 1 survived.
Yeah, 3 died. One was a comedian, and the other comedian. So out of the 4 people, 2
were comedians.
Yeah,
Got it.
I'm not adding 2 extra people.
Okay. So yeah, 4 people, 3 died, and 1 was in critical condition, but is doing much better now.
Yeah,
and it was fentanyl. I don't even know what fentanyl is. Like,
it's a very highly dosed form of heroin.
Oh.
So
just man-made
heroin.
Okay.
Just what oxycodone and all that
Got
shit
it.
is.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, all that shit's fun. Just kills people.
So what is
and it's all man-made. Like, it's just all man-made shit that just makes people addicted, and then they know it, and they're just like, haha, you're hooked. But the fentanyl's dangerous. Like, I don't even know why that's even out there.
What's the point of it? Why was it made, do you know?
Just
it's like a
for people that are like
painkiller.
I think for people who are addicted to painkillers and then actually are in pain and shit don't work for them. I don't know.
Okay.
I have no idea. I don't know why it's that strong. Like who needs that? Like it kills. Like you put a patch on it, you're dead. Like why is this patch even a thing?
Interesting. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it's like there's these patches, these fentanyl patches, and it's like if you put it on you though, it's so highly dosed it'll kill you. Why is it even a thing?
Yeah, that's a good point.
I don't even understand why the fuck these things exist. Why are these things even being manufactured and made if they're that dangerous?
Yeah, I heard some people talking if things like cocaine were also regulated, and they were specifically talking about this story, that this situation wouldn't happen because they would have went somewhere and bought it, and it would have been regulated because of laws, and they don't want their business shut down. But I'm also like, do you really want that easily accessible cocaine for people? I don't know. I think people do really stupid stuff.
No, because I think that damages, that's just it's stupid. That would be a stupid thing to do.
Yeah, it does a lot of damage to your
Make it hard to get. Make it real hard to get.
But that actually leads into the next story I want to talk about. I was just watching a series on Netflix. This series is a spin-off from a documentary. The documentary is from 2006 called Cocaine Cowboys. I heard of it, never seen it.
I still haven't seen it.
You've heard of it, though?
I've heard of it.
So 2006 this came out, and then 2008 they did another documentary. Oh, I think it was also called Cocaine Cowboys, like 2 or something else, but it was about the second one in 2008 was more about a lady from Colombia, I believe, but Cocaine Cowboys was about these 2 guys that just created this empire down in Miami. And I don't know.
Was it about Scarface?
Definitely, they were influenced by the movie. That's for sure. That's for sure. But anyway, it's a series, and I think it's 5 or 6 episodes right now on Netflix, and it's a newer series, and it's basically now they're redoing the documentary now, but a little bit more updated because again this was 2006. But it's these 2 guys, and they went by a couple nicknames. They went by Cocaine Cowboys. They went by the Boys or Los Muchachos, or the Kings of Miami, and they were just a couple guys that went to school together, and they just saw what was happening in call it little Havana is what they call it. They call it Little Havana, right? Because it was just a bunch of Cuban immigrants over there, and they're just connected with these cartels that are able to ship them cocaine, and these guys get into it, and it just becomes huge, and they almost become like the Robin Hoods of Miami. Because they're kind of helping people out. If someone says, "Oh my gosh, my kid just got approved to college, but it's $30,000. I don't know how I'm gonna let them. I don't know how they're gonna get there." They're like, "Here's $50,000. Go send your kid to college." Like they're like the Robin Hoods of Miami of their hood. And so these guys just create this empire, and they called it the business. They had ledgers. They had basically they were presidents and CEOs almost in a sense. Like they treated this like a business, and it was just. it's a fascinating story because again, I love
Cocaine.
cocaine so much. I'm like, how do I get my hands on this? Pure, uncut rock. No, but I am interested. I've never done cocaine. I am not interested in doing it. But I am interested in this like lifestyle. I never want to live this type of lifestyle, but boy, am I interested in it. Like I am just so into it.
Want to live it for a day?
Yes, I do actually.
Let's go to Colombia. You can do it.
I know. In fact, the producer of the show, he actually was doing an interview so Cocaine Cowboys, again, came out in 2006. It was released, but it didn't pick up a lot of steam. It actually picked up a lot of steam in the underground, the bootleg market, where people were like DVRing, like making DVRs of this documentary. And he was
early
actually
2000s.
Yeah, and he was invited by Janet Jackson to her home, and she was just saying how much she loved the show or the documentary, and they were invited by Janet Jackson like at 3 or 4 in the morning, and they went to her house, and she goes, I just love it. I was introduced to it by Jermaine Dupri. That's when she was dating him at the time. Jermaine introduced it to me, and I just wanted to tell you guys how much I love it. And then she put it and she put it on and watched it with them. And she said Jermaine Dupri came over like at 3 or 4 in the morning and said, I need to show you this. He came over like at 3 or 4 in the morning. They watched it 2 times in a row, this documentary. And then she invited them to come over another time. And then she watched it and put it on for them. And she pulled out the DVR and put it in for them to watch their own documentary. It's a cool little story that he shared. But anyway, it was such a cool story, and they did this for almost over 20 years.
Damn.
They did this, and obviously a case was building for a long time, and they beat it. They went to trial, and they beat trial. I mean, they found out that they had paid some jurors, and they put some hits on people.
Oh shit!
Yeah, like the people that were going to testify, they put hits on them, or people who they thought that might testify, they put hits on them. They just thought they would. Like they had a guy. So these guys were into one of the things they were just being stupid with their money with is they got into these boat racing in Florida. Mm-hmm. So these like high power speed boats.
Yeah, I know those.
Yeah, like the ones that they barely are just touching the water, and if they crash, like you're dead. Like,
yeah, they're just
scary. Yeah.
Yeah, they're jet boats.
But that how much of a hobby that is? It's $1 million hobby.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
And they had 2 of these boats. They called them the Seahawks.
Oh, I bet they had that's probably nothing to them.
Oh no, it wasn't. But I'm just saying, for someone that's like saying I don't have much money, then you get into a sport that's $1 million, and they were winning championship cups.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so it was like not very smart. not very smart actually. But from that they made connections with like airplane pilots, boat drivers. That was helping them smuggle it into the U.S. Oh, it was such a fascinating story. I mean, I was hooked. Like I binged it in 2 days. These 6 episodes. I was hooked. It's such a good little series.
So when are we going to Miami?
I'm going to Miami, bitch.
When are we going?
I would like to go to Miami. Give me a few months to get better shape, and then we go maybe next summer.
All right.
We'll go to Miami maybe next summer.
I'm down.
Go to Disney World too. I don't know how far away Orlando is.
That's about a 3.5 hour drive. 4 hour maybe.
Okay. All right.
I don't know if I want to do that.
No, I'll fly.
Yeah, I'll
take a boat. Or we're gonna live that lifestyle for a day. Just take a chopper.
You can do that. We'll just take a boat down to Colombia. Let's hang out there.
Oh boy, yeah. I mean, this story was fascinating, and the people that like went to school with them were like, these guys were charismatic, and they were nice guys, and then all of a sudden see them grow up, and then they're like these Robin Hoods, but then all of a sudden they put hits on people because they're so scared to go to jail. I mean, there was a story where they got pulled over. He was flirting with this girl, and he had this little car that he took her on a date with. And then now he's like, remember that little car that I had? Well, I'm gonna pick you up something different. Now he had a Rolls Royce, and she was like, like they got pulled over, and he's like, oh no, I got some stuff in the back, and he just said, hey, just take what's in the back. And the cop said, okay, nice running into you, bye. Took the stuff, let him go. Yeah. And then when they actually got busted one time, they're like, hey, this is you, you're under arrest. He's like, no, that's not me, I don't know what you're talking about. and one of the, I think the DEA agents went to school with one of the guys. I was like, no, you see him? He went to school with you. He knows you. You're busted.
Oh shit.
It was interesting. Like this story it was fascinating. And again, because I love that criminal lifestyle.
What year was it that they were doing this?
Gosh, I mean, this was in the 80s. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
In the 80s mostly.
80s, baby.
It was the 80s, baby. And it was crazy stories. It's fun. Like, I recommend you go check it out.
Okay,
Cocaine Cowboys.
we need to watch this.
Yes, I think. Well, what do you think about the criminal lifestyle? Like, do you like watching it? Like, do you watch movies like Scarface? Did you like stuff like that?
Yeah, but I didn't like the potential of getting killed all the time. I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't like
It seemed like these like these type of movies, like this lifestyle, like, a lot of people get killed a lot.
Yeah.
And then, like, I think it's more like the mafia lifestyle. Like,
Yes.
That style of life is where you're getting murked left and right.
Right, yeah. I mean, these guys just seem like everyone loved them. I mean, I guess you could always have, like, other pushers that could be like, look at you as competition and want to take you out. But I think these guys got so big. And they didn't mention anything about them taking other pushers out, but they didn't talk about it. It was interesting. There's one story where this girl, beautiful lady, and she was at the nightclub, and two guys were going after her. It was one of the guys that were in the, quote unquote, in the company, and then Jose Canseco.
Oh, yeah?
She had her choice, and she went with the drug dealer. And she's funny because she says, I'm not going to lie to you, he wasn't my first drug dealer boyfriend. And, I mean, he obviously he got locked up. I think he served 5 or 6 years, got out. They got divorced. And now she's on the Real Housewives of Miami. Do they have one of those?
Oh, really?
She's like one of those reality shows. It was like that.
Mm.
She was on that. I didn't watch it, but I guess she was on it.
Oh, I didn't care for that show at all. I haven't been watching this Utah one either.
I guess there's another season coming out.
Really?
I guess I think I saw a commercial for it.
Did that one chick get arrested for her tax?
I mean, she's arrested
embezzlement?
now. I think she's arrested.
Oh,
right now.
okay. So she's not going to be in season 2.
I don't think.
Who's
so.
replacing her then?
I don't.
They got enough
I
other
just
crazy
saw.
rich
I
ass?
just saw a commercial of it's. I just caught a glimpse. It seemed like there's gonna be a second season of Real Housewives of Salt Lake. I just caught a glimpse. It seemed like, I don't know the whole story, but it just kind of seemed like they're getting ready for a second season.
I didn't even bother watching the first
No, we had an episode about it and still didn't watch it.
still haven't bothered.
Well, because Gail Miller wasn't in it. Why wasn't Gail Miller? I know she's in her 60s or 70s.
Such a fox.
But, she might be the richest woman here. She makes the most sense.
She don't got enough drama in her life.
She has zero drama in her life. She's like, no, thank you.
Yeah, what else we got?
That's about it.
Well, alright, let's call it an episode then.
All right, you guys, thanks for tuning in.
We love y'all. Bye.
Bye.
You guys want to get high?